So, Rob, let's talk a little bit about the future now and try and bring a little bit of the conversation to a bit of a close. So, you've stated your ambition to be outstanding, and I think that's fantastic that we have that aspiration. But but talk to us a little bit about um, some of the macro challenges. What does the future look like in terms of an independent training provider? You've been successful in winning bids, and you've got, you mentioned at the beginning, a fairly diverse offer. It's apprenticeship is a big part of it and is a key part of it, but there's a wider offer,
Absolutely.
which involves sort of pre-apprenticeship programs and more sort of upskilling programs as well, boot camps and various other sort of initiatives. There's a little bit of diversification taking place with regard to that, which includes which automatically brings risks as well. It's challenges as well. You're stretching the team, the resources. Resources are finite to a certain level. It's a fairly big team. You've got 80 plus people or whatever.
Yeah.
The size of it is there. You're lean and agile in some aspects of it, but at the same time there's an infrastructure cost there. Things take a little bit more time. And what does that look like for yourself, and how is the life of an independent learning provider in terms of the current climate and potentially the next few years ahead in terms of from your personal perspective and some words of advice?
Yeah, of course. So I became a grandfather 18 months ago, and that's changed me a little bit. I'm desperate to spend time with him, so that's really important. But look, I love what I do. If you don't like challenge and change, you shouldn't be in this industry. We absolutely have a positive impact on people's lives, and we can influence and support employers. It is an unbelievable challenge to run a private provider, and we kind of have to suck it up to an extent. But you are bringing fantastic staff a lot of the time from industry, who sometimes are taking a reduction in salary to join you because they want to give something back, and you're spending a huge amount of time and effort in training them and in introducing them to customers. And there are other public organisations that have more funding and more opportunity to pay more money. So you're always looking at that at the back of your head. How do we make sure we don't lose staff? And I've had staff sit in front of me in tears saying, I don't want to go, but I can earn £10,000 more by going to the... Well, how sometimes you just have to say, thank you for all your efforts and best of luck, because that's a great opportunity for you. So you have to continuously look at that next group of people that you can promote and develop and move forward. As I mentioned to you, one of the many aims is to be an outstanding provider. We've been there before. We've gone down to good, and now we want to get back up to outstanding. I want to change what I do in the future. So I'll be less in the busyness, if that makes sense.
Okay.
And I will re-engage with some of the institutes that I've had to drop away from with all the challenges that we've had, so I can give back to schools, mats. I'm a qualified coach for cricket. So I'm keen to get back into that as well, and especially with grandchildren, to get them to sort of take up sport, and I really enjoy that. We need to make sure that we've got opportunities for our staff to progress within PTP, and I would like to think that I can add value in terms of what does the skills and apprenticeships look like into the future, what works, what doesn't work, and I'd like to think people will listen to me. But 4 years to go. A couple of years' time, I'll start to take, as you'll probably know, you can't keep doing these 10, 11, 12-hour days. So really take the next step of empowering a group of people to take that mantle on and to pick and choose what groups I become a part of. If I still have a value in representing providers and colleges in trying to move forward and make a difference.
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.